So when we criticize someone or something or a system, we also need to suggest a solution. Trying to, it's very convenient to criticize and complain and complain and complain, but when it comes to providing a solution, sometimes people are clueless, or they just kind of like, look to somebody else to provide a solution. We have a good solution in place already. We don't have to look for it. We don't have to look for the solution to high prices problem, for example. People are complaining about high prices. That's why they elected Mr. Mamdami in New York, or, all the Democrats got elected in New Jersey or Virginia. And generally, Democrats get elected because people are unhappy and they want redistribution of income from successful people to less successful people. In any case, the solution is merit-based capitalism. Merit-based capitalism is the solution to all these problems. If you get rid of the unions, if you get rid of minimum wage, if you lower the taxes, bring down the taxes, if you drop the regulations, if you drop the anti-business labor laws, and at the same time you break up large corporations and you force small businesses to compete with each other, there is enough competition, the prices will definitely go down. We don't need to have 2 or 3 banks. We should have like 20 banks competing with each other. We don't need to have Disney and then Paramount and just like 2 or 3 studios. We can have hundreds of them. We don't need to have Ralph's taking over like half the grocery market. We can have many other Whole Foods and Yerewan, whatever, the higher end and lower end. We can have, all these other type of grocery stores and grocery chains. We don't need to have AT&T. AT&T needs to be broken up into several companies. Google needs to be broken up into several companies. And any industry, there should be no monopolies. There should be free competition. So if there is free competition and the cost of doing business is low, then consumers get their power back and the market works and the prices will go down. There will be lower prices, including lower rents. If the landlords are not being squeezed like they're squeezed right now, if they can evict anyone that doesn't pay rent without due process, essentially, if they can upgrade their buildings and they're not going to have to pay a crazy property tax, if you untie their hands, and there's so many landlords, so many companies, competing with each other for tenants, the prices will go down. If you, even here in Los Angeles, the gas prices are the highest. Why? Because $1.50 or more out of each $5, let's say, goes to the government. Government is charging highest taxes in the United States on gas. That's why the prices are so high. It's the government's fault. So if you want the low prices, you have to bring down costs of doing business, eliminate regulations, eliminate anti-business labor laws, and then you will have competition and the prices will go down and customers and consumers will be very happy. And if that happens, if they're happy, if the consumers and customers, clients, if people are happy, they're not going to elect Democratic Socialists or Democrats. And that's a big problem for Democrats. They don't want happy people around. If people get really too happy and they, instead of living in small apartments, they buy their own house, they don't need Democrats. They're self-sufficient. If people have their own business, instead of working for someone, they don't need Democrats. So it's going to be a big problem for Democrats if all of a sudden too many people become successful. They need to have a lot of losers voting for them. If you really enjoyed this video, let's keep it between ourselves. Don't worry about liking it, subscribing for it, sharing with anybody. I don't care. I actually don't want you to spill the beans.